how anime titles are so like
Well, because there's two different titles. There's the
long?
Japanese title, and then there's the English
It,
title.
it'll be like if there was an anime about you, it would be like Crafty Type 1 diabetic who lives in the United States of America who runs a YouTube channel, and that would be like the title. Like titles.
All right, and welcome to the first episode of Gamemode C. I don't know what I'm going to call this, the gaming podcast, the Crafty Type 1 podcast. I don't know yet. I am Freddy, also known as Crafty Type 1, and over there is...
TatorTot, also known as Jacob. TatorTot's my legal name. I adopted Jacob later on because it was very confusing, but that is who I am.
His legal name is TatorTot, definitely. All right, well, I don't know where to begin, really. This is going to be a pilot episode, so of course this is going to be probably the worst one we've ever filmed. It's the first time we've ever done any of this. So, yeah, I guess let's just get started. Introduce ourselves. I mean, we kind of already did, but what we do, we're both college students. Haven't yet gone to college yet. We're still on summer break, but I'm pursuing graphic design.
I'm doing cybersecurity and like the ethical hacking kind of stuff because, you know, if you've paid attention to the Crafty Type 1 YouTube channel, it's been scooting by recently, so I figured I'd do my part in, you know, hacking to YouTube and up his subscriber count for him as a gift.
That's why I have 10K.
Don't tell Susan, whatever her name is, who's the CEO of YouTube. Just don't let her know.
I don't even know either. But yeah, we'll get to my schedule and why I've been gone for so long. One of the reasons is I did move. We're actually roommates, like just literally down the hall, but we're still doing a video podcast. Funny enough, we're probably the only podcast that has only a video version. Looking to get this on Apple Podcasts, Google Casts, or whatever the other podcasting things are. But that takes time, and I wanted to get this up as soon as possible. But, so, this is going to be primarily a gaming podcast, even though we're called Gamemode C. It isn't just going to be Minecraft, I swear. We'll have Minecraft. We'll throw it in there. But Nintendo gaming news. Yes. So, I guess let's how we got introduced to games or just Nintendo in general. Did you want to start?
Because my history with Nintendo is shorter, I suppose I'll go first. I started on, I think it was the DS. It was, I think, the gray model, if that's correct. I don't know what colors they sold them in. It's been so long.
I thought there was like a dark blue only. Dark blue and
The DS? I know there was a pink one.
There was a
I'm
pink
pretty sure there was a, yeah.
No, I did not know
That's for the female gamers. Oh, but no, I started with the DS. Hastings. I don't know if they're even still in business anymore, but I rented a copy of Pokemon Black, and that was my introduction to Nintendo. And then I eventually bought the game instead of renting it.
Yeah.
Then I bought White because I love the Gen 5 games so much. Probably through the course of this, you'll hear me worship the Gen 5 games to say the least. And then we had a Wii, you know, like the family console. Played a lot of Smash Bros. Brawl, probably the best Smash, just like for its time, of course.
Yes.
And then I got a Switch because Crafty made me.
Yep.
Because he was lonely and wanted to play games with other people
Mm-hmm.
besides his subscribers. Not that you guys aren't fun to play with, but so yeah, that's kind of progressed. Smash Bros. Ultimate. Pokemon Unite's a new one that I've been playing on the Switch.
Yep. Fun fact, you haven't played Pokemon Sword and Shield yet.
Fun fact, I haven't played any games after Gen 6.
Oh, you didn't even play Sun and Moon. Did you play? Oh yeah, Gen 6, X and Y.
I went through the intro, like all the massive cutscenes they have in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I never picked up the game again. I still have it. It's over there across my desk in a box.
You didn't even finish X and Y.
No, I did finish X and
okay,
Y.
okay.
At least. Did all the post-game stuff even, but I mean, what can I say? After Gen 5, there was nothing could compete. I mean, it was just an endless slope. My standards were set too high. There was nothing I could do about it. So.
I mean, I do agree. Gen 5 was probably the best Pokemon game I played, and that's also the first one I got introduced with Gen 5. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit though. You mentioned Hastings. God, you just a wash of nostalgia kind of just brushed over me because back where we used to live was a small town, and I feel like Hastings and GameStop were the only two places you get any quote unquote nerdy things. Now it's
Yeah.
Target and Walmart, but Hastings, I think they just went out of business. I know
I
that.
know our like town store went out of business, but I think the company might have gone bankrupt too.
Yeah,
Very sad, very sad.
I do remember the
They had
whole
like
renting thing. Yeah,
yeah, they had games, they had like I guess
manga.
gamer stuff like,
Yeah.
comics, Funko Pops,
Hmm.
figures. I have a steel or an iron Minecraft sword somewhere that I got from there. I
Yeah.
don't know where it's at. It's in a box somewhere, thanks to my recent moving, but I did get that from Hastings.
Yeah, I do remember because my cousin bought me like because I was in the anime right when Hastings kind of was going down in our town, and they did that whole clearance sale, and my cousin's like, "Oh, I'll get him this anime." It was like just a $2 DVD of some B grade anime. I haven't opened it yet, and if he's watching this, thank you. But yeah, it's not. I don't even know what anime. It's some like bow and arrow type of thing, but yeah, that's the last kind of Hastings experience I had. But yeah, speaking of my Nintendo, I got introduced via GameCube, and the first ever Nintendo game I played was Wind Waker. I actually didn't play it though. My dad was the one playing it. I was kind of like backseat gaming because I was like, I don't know, 4 at the time.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
So I have a quick story on that. I know this isn't Nintendo related, but there
Mhm.
was my dad and I used to play this like Desert Storm game on our PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And like we had multiple controllers, so I
Hmm.
would hold one. And like he would be playing the game and I would be, mashing buttons on the controller. And I'm like, why isn't the tank doing anything when I'm driving it? He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe you're just, pressing the wrong buttons. Turns out it was a single player game,
But
and I
oh,
was never
you were
playing
never actually
at
playing.
all. No.
That reminds me because my dad was like, oh, because he was still in a Nintendo and he got Twilight Princess right when it came out, and I'm like, oh, I want to play. So he did the same exact thing. He gave me an extra pair of nunchuck and the Wii remote, and I'm just like, yeah, I yeah, I just remember that,
Very
and
sad.
I wasn't actually doing anything. But then I remember the final boss battle. He actually gave me the remote, and then I realized, oh, I wasn't actually playing because I died immediately. But yes, backseat gaming since I was, I'd like to say 4. I don't even know. But then when I was of age, like I gotta say like 8-ish, I did go back and finish Wind Waker. First game I actually ever completed. And then I begged my parents for a DS, and I remember they were both, my dad was all for it, my mom wasn't because I didn't know how to read. I actually wasn't 8. It was like 5, 6-ish. I don't know.
I was gonna
Uh,
say you can't read at 8 years old.
yeah, I do remember it was that because then we got a Wii as well, and the same thing happened again. Um, but yeah, I got a DS first. I didn't actually. The first game I got, I'm trying to remember on the DS was what's that one game where you kind of like it's not Scribble Knots. It's an
It's like
RPG.
the doodle or
Oh
like
yeah, it's like a doodle thing. It's the RPG kind of game where you basically create your own characters and you draw to life. I think that's what it's called.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
asking the
you
wrong
don't know.
person.
No, I'm pretty sure some people listening know what it is. But no, yeah, Draw to Life was my first DS game, and then I actually got Black and White from my cousin, in a different state, not the one that got me, uh, an anime DVD. But fun fact, it wasn't actually mine. I borrowed it from her, and then I just took it when I traveled back
Yep,
to.
sounds about right.
Yep. And then I was like, oh no, I actually have it. So I just kept that, finished that. I remember in Black and White, I global traded my superior, probably my best Pokemon, for a hacked Embor. But this guy was like, oh yes, let me give him 0 IVs and EVs, like worst IV EV Pokemon, but let make him level 100. So I was like, oh, I got a good deal. I traded for, a level 100 Embor for, my level 60 superior. I take it to the Elite Four and
Yeah.
garbage. Yeah.
Wonder Trading was. I got a. Funny enough, my black and white games, I don't own them anymore. I actually sold them to our third roommate.
Hmm.
And then he, wiped them so we could play them.
Yeah.
And then he sold them, and I very much regret selling my games because through a Wonder Trade, I got a hacked Umbreon. It was
Hmm.
shiny, level 100. I'm gonna assume perfect IVs because this single Umbreon could like sweep teams on its own. I know for sure it had Moonlight, which regens health, and that was, I mean, just like a 1v6, and it would be a close battle.
Hmm.
I mean, it was like if there's one regret I have for selling those games, it's losing that Umbreon.
Yeah.
It had like the Japanese name too, so it was like
Hmm.
top tier.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, that's me with the 3DS. I actually sold all my games, all my 3DS games, and I regret it. But I still kept my 3DS, which is the like Zelda, the limited edition Ocarina of Time Zelda one. But yeah, so after I got my DS, I got the Wii, or I actually had the Wii before I got the DS. And all I remember is playing Brawl, and specifically the stage builder mode, which I'm disappointed it isn't a grid light system in Ultimate, but that's whatever. Then I got the Wii U. I wouldn't say it's the big. Okay, as much as everyone hates the Wii U, I honestly think is the best party device ever. I remember playing Nintendo Land, and there's hide and seek, there's Luigi's Ghost Mansion. Best party game console ever. Like, the Switch is second to it, but still, you could do so much interesting stuff.
What?
Yeah,
No, no.
you could do so much
I mean,
more.
okay, granted, I've never owned a Wii U,
Hmm.
so I can't like really compare the two, but I think Switch is better.
No. Yeah, see, that's why, because everyone's like brushes off the Wii U because you've never owned it, and then you just like, oh, it was a mega flop. No, you actually had to own a Wii U. I know I was the first person to play Splatoon. Everyone got back on Splatoon 2, but no, I was an earlier adopter, I'd like to say. Yeah, and then I got the Switch on launch. I remember because I sold my Wii U after all that praise. Yeah, I think I sold all my Wii and Wii U games and the Wii. I sold the Wii U, Wii, and all my games and nunchuck controllers just to barely have enough money to get the Switch. And you know that's all GameStop pricing. Oh yes, bring my catalog of games. You get like $80.
Yeah,
But yeah.
classic GameStop.
So what have we been playing recently? I think we both have been
Yeah,
playing Pokemon Unite a ton.
I think playing is a bit of an understatement. I think grinding is probably the
Oh,
better
yeah. It's
better
been
phrasing.
we're gonna have a whole nother podcast episode just on Pokemon Unite. But like TLDR, I mean, I think we both like it, yeah.
Okay. It's like I like it when I don't get stuck with teammates who like obtain nutrients by eating plants and grass outside. Like the people I get matched with for a team are perhaps the most incompetent people to ever walk the face of the earth. Like I would rather be playing against cavemen and I'd still probably have a better time than playing with these people. And the worst part is I get matched with these scrubs for lack of a better word, and we still win somehow. Like I'll go on like a 7 win streak with people who are playing with like a mouse and like on a Switch game. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean that's me. Like, I like the game. The match, it's just I don't know. I mean, you can't have the sense of winning if you don't lose, I guess. So I mean, that's how I take it.
Well, I know the sense of losing a lot more than I know the sense of winning, I'm
But that makes
afraid.
winning even better.
No, because if the win is preceded by 5 losses.
Okay, I mean, I feel like the balancing is, or not the matchmaking is a little messed up. I don't know how. I'm still a match made with masters, and I'm only supposed to be match made because right now I'm a veteran, and you're now what expert?
Expert.
Yeah,
But I was getting ultras when I was a grade, so
yeah.
like
The matchmaking's a little messed up. I think they tried tweaking it, but we'll get this. We're going too much into Unite. This is only supposed to be a introduction, but yeah, overall, game's good. I mean, I think I've spent over 100 hours in the past 3 weeks.
honestly, I don't think I've done that many.
Yeah.
You've done like twice as many battles, but
Hmm.
that all can be saved for a later episode.
Yeah. Other than Pokemon Unite, I tried replaying Breath of the Wild because I know Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out. Then I was like, oh, I should probably stream this. We'll get to streaming a little bit later in this podcast. And then I got Skyward Sword as well, and I haven't played that yet. But yeah, any other games that you've been playing?
If you count Stardew, I know it's not really a Nintendo game, but
It
I know
doesn't
you're
have to
playing
be
a lot of that.
Nintendo. On the phone, another game I've been playing, it isn't Nintendo, is what is it called, Mini Metro. I don't know if you've seen it. PewDiePie started playing it, which got me to play it. It's just basically well, I don't want to, like a simulator type game, a puzzle game basically. You've probably seen it on YouTube or stuff. But yeah, Mini Metro is another game I have been playing.
Smash Bros as well.
Oh yes,
We've
of
been
course.
doing,
Like Ultimate is
the basics. It's like
yeah.
the bare minimum.
Mhm.
We've been doing like Pokemon battles, so
Mhm.
like we'll do
Oh
Pokemon only stages, and we'll
yeah.
only play as like Pokemon characters.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So Sword and
we-
Shield. I can't believe I forgot about that as well.
yeah,
I've been playing Sword and Shield a lot lately. Until Pokemon Unite came out, then I kind of stopped. But I was looking to complete the Pokedex, the living decks. So that's gonna be a difficult challenge.
I'm waiting for more Pokemon games. I think what is it? Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are the next ones, and then RC or Legends.
Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
I'll try those out. Per
mhm.
Personally, the Shining Pearl and or whatever the Gen
Brilliant,
4 remakes.
Brilliant
Yeah,
Diamond Shining Pearl.
I think the art style's kind of iffy, and it's like iffy enough to where I don't know if I could tolerate it for a whole playthrough.
Well,
But we'll see.
I know, because I always when you hear remake, I think Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. You basically take the same engine and you just
Oh, that's another one I've completed actually.
Omega Ruby. Yeah, I
Was
mean, yeah, I
Omega
completed that
Ruby.
one too. If we go through all the Pokemon games, I think anything past Gen 5 I played, and I've also played Pokemon Rumble on the Wii. That one's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon games, a lot of spin-off. Oh, Pokemon Snap, that's another game. Damn, I keep forgetting all these.
There was a Wii, I think it was like Pokemon 3D Stadium, or it was like
Battle
it was like
Stadium?
it might have been. I'm not sure the name of
I
it,
thought that was a GameCube game. I did hear about it though.
but it's like I mean it's basically just Pokemon battles, but it's like on a 3D stage on your Wii. But one of the funny things I remember about it was like the commentator voice lines. So
Hmm.
you'd have like a Palkia use its signature move against like a superior,
Yeah,
and it's like this is not a favorable matchup, and it's like yeah, I don't think it's a favorable matchup.
yeah, that's funny.
But I don't know. I wouldn't really count that as a Pokemon game.
Well, I mean, they're a
I
Pokemon
like it.
spin-off. Like, I mean, literally, there's just as many Pokemon spin-off games as, or probably more than the mainline ones. So I think that's about it for introductions. I don't know if you have anything else to add. Games and
No.
such. Nope. Yeah. So I guess.
Well, I mean, like I know because the topic was Nintendo games. I think we should also clarify that like I am not really a Switch kind of guy, more of a
Mhm.
PC kind of guy.
Well, yeah. I think. I
Um,
mean, I
who just
was.
happens to own a Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, because I just got a gaming PC. So I mean, it just tells you how committed I am to a Nintendo Switch, a quote unquote inferior hardware device.
I don't think quotes are necessary.
What?
It's
Oh
quite
yeah,
well
I'd like to
understood.
see you take your PC on a plane
Is that a challenge?
and play it too. Like you can't just bring it in a suitcase.
Hmm.
I
Well,
say that now, but then the Stream Deck is coming out, and it's basically a
mhm.
portable gaming PC.
It's basically the Switch rival.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a different episode. But I guess we could just move on to plans for the podcast. So this is supposed to be coming out on Wednesday, and then subsequent episodes are going to come out on Wednesday as well. I think this one's only going to be 45 minutes long. It's just a pilot episode. We don't really have big topics, but yeah, every Wednesday, at least an hour long, except this one. And then I have a second channel called Gamemode C Highlights. It's going to be in the description. I'm going to break up the podcast into like just digestible chunks if you didn't want to watch the whole thing or listen to it. You don't even have to watch it all. Yeah, and that's going to be on that channel. Hopefully we get a lot more I don't know what you wanted to call it again. Retention. Yes, retention rate. So if you just didn't want to watch the hour to 2 hour long show, just go.
Yes, if you don't want to watch the 1 hour show, then just watch the 50 or what is it be? Like,
yeah, quick
yeah.
math.
I know. Quick math is not my thing. You want to give me a calculus problem and I'll solve the derivative, but I can't do like
you can't.
60 divided by 5. 12-minute segments.
Yes.
Wait. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to be divided by like a topic too. So they're not just going to be like, oh, let's just split an episode into 5 parts. I mean,
episode 5, part 1, episode 5, part 2.
So yeah, if you want to just go ahead and subscribe to that channel, just get updates on this podcast specifically. I might have some exclusive content on there, maybe if I have time. Speaking of exclusive content, I don't know if exclusive, like just a good segue. If you want to hop in our Discord server or just comment on any of the shows starting this episode, I want to do like a question of the week, but I don't want to call it question of the week. I know
it's too basic.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of podcasts already do question of the week. But I don't want to do question of the week, but I want to do it. So if you guys have, so your first little topic, I guess, or question to respond in the comments, what should we call question of the week? It's still going to be you ask a question and we answer it on the show like next week.
It occurs weekly.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be question of the week.
Yeah, we're not going to call it question of the week. I was thinking dialogue blocks or something RPG like that. I mean, our podcast name is already Gamemode C, and that kind of lumps us in with Minecraft. Yeah.
Got to get those SEO views somehow.
Yeah. Funny enough, how the name came about, we actually had a massive list, and I think we had so many podcast names. Some of them are already taken. But
should we go over them?
Should we go over them? I gotta go get the list if we do it. I can't remember a bunch of them at the top of my head. We had It's Super
Party
Effective.
Chat.
I know that's already one. Party Chat was another one. That one's already taken. Critical Hit.
The gold standard.
Yeah, Critical Hit was another one. That was another very close one. Critical Hit and Item Shop were another two of them. But like, they didn't really have any kind of cohesiveness, I felt like. Item Shop, it feels like we're going to be talking about clothing products and stuff like that. Gamemode C is like, yes, it's Minecraft, but Minecraft is a game. And then
it's creative. We can do anything we want.
Oh yeah, it's creative mode. Yeah, just creativity. Mm-hmm. And then C, I just thought because C for crafty type 1.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about that. Another topic we have, I guess, for introduction or for this episode is what have I been up to? It's been about 5 weeks since I uploaded my last video, or if you don't count the moving vlog.
I'm gonna say I'm like 5 weeks. Yeah. You uploaded one like 2 days ago.
I think the moving vlog explains a lot of it. I was moving to this place. It's like I'm rooming with 3 other people.
No.
Jacob, or 2 other people, Jacob being one of them, and then we do have one more roommate. We might be able to get him on the podcast one time or 2 or 3 soon. I'm hoping. But
soon, yeah.
Yes. I've also been. I've been busy developing these graphics as well as another second channel, a third channel. I think we're calling it.
Only there was a word to describe a second channel. like you have 3 channels. If only there was a word we could use to describe it. Like
I'm not used to
not a second channel, but a second to the second channel.
Okay, I'm not.
I wish there was a word.
I'm not used to monetizing my conversations. Okay, I'm gonna be stuttering in the couple first episodes. That's my excuse, I swear. Okay. I forgot. But yes, our third channel technically. I guess we're calling it Crafty Beats. I think Salsa and Soa in the Discord helped me name that. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out the Discord. It's going to be in the description below. We kind of did a massive refresh, did a little redesign of it. Nothing too big. I'm looking to do community events on there, but I don't know. Depends if I have time. Summer, I have all the time, but I'm worried about school. When school
summer is almost over, so
yeah, we got like what 3 weeks. We got to pre-record all these episodes. So yeah, so the plan with the show as well is we're gonna have some pre-recorded episodes because of course I don't know if we're gonna be able to record one a week, and then if something big happens news-wise, we'll just kind of slot that in that week, I guess. So yeah, yeah, that's what I've been up to is just moving, basically, and developing stuff for the channel. So I'm not dead again, hopefully.
Unfortunately,
At least it wasn't a year. Enough about what I'm doing with the channel, or I guess I'm still gonna talk about what I'm doing with the channel. I'm gonna plan to live stream soon, which I'm super excited for because I got a triple monitor setup, one being a vertical monitor.
only 3.
What? I mean,
1, 2, 3. I only have 3 actually. I retract my statement.
I went from having no PC, no monitors, to having the big, like, probably the coolest battle station compared to a lot of people. I have 3 monitors. I have a DSLR webcam, a beefy PC with a 3080 in it. Like, I probably should explain. I mean,
as in how much was this computer?
Okay,
Mr.
so how I got the 3080.
Mr. Type 1. How much was this computer?
So I went with NZXT build because I think if you guys are
pre-built.
It's not a pre-built. No, because I got to design what I wanted.
Did you put the parts in?
No. Okay.
So it was pre-built.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend like extra $400 for a 3080 when I could get it MSRP and then pay an extra $100 for them to build it for me.
And shipping.
Okay, shipping was like...
And markups on the storage devices.
There was... Okay. 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 I'm trying to think. So, in reality, I probably paid an extra $300 above MSRP, but that includes them building it, them shipping it, and, any of the extra markups or whatever. When I could have paid an extra probably $500 to $600 if I wanted to get the same exact parts on eBay. Because
for your defense, probably another $500 for just the graphics card, not including literally anything else in the setup.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that your system is lacking. Do you want to take a gander at what that might be?
It's not my processor, isn't it? I'll have I'll have the system specs on screen.
No, it's not your it's not like physical hardware. It's more hold on. Let me it's more aesthetic hardware.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to have a stealth PC build. But of course, NZXT was like, "Oh, we don't sell any non-RGB stuff." So I got like the minimum amount of RGB as possible. So I think only my RAM and a little bit of my motherboard. Yeah.
I am the complete opposite. I have 3 case fans, 2 water cooler fans that light up. My CPU header lights up. My RAM sticks light up. My graphics card doesn't light up, unfortunately.
I'll talk about that in a second.
I have 3 lighting strips in the computer. I have 2 lighting strips on the outside. That was like the backlight you saw, because my desk they're 2 Alex drawers and like a top, but I have risers in between, so I ran 2 lighting strips underneath there that sync with my PC.
Yep.
And so 2 external strips. Mouse, headset has it. I don't keep it on because it saves battery life.
It's wireless.
Keyboard and mouse pad.
And
that's the extent of my RGB.
Yeah, meanwhile, I just have my PC and, my semi-peripherals and my mouse that I have no RGB. Well, I choose to have no RGB. And my keyboard, I kind of need RGB on because if they're not on, I literally don't see the keycaps. But yeah, speaking of graphics card and stuff, so I got you saw when I put the PC spec list, I got the N6T Kraken, the AIO cooler with a LCD monitor on it, because I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's under my desk right now, so I can't even see it. If I were to go any lower, I probably should have cheaped out on that. And then I didn't realize my graphics card has a screen on it as well. So I have 2 screens. I'm not using either of them. They're just kind of just added money.
Use it for your stream chat. Why don't you?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna
Whenever you
like
stream,
look
just-
under. Yeah. No, but yes, I feel like we didn't really explain. If you're not into the whole tech space, I guess. I mean, there's just hardware shortages everywhere. Reason why PS5s and Nintendo Switches and Xboxes are kind of sold out
My
everywhere.
PC's like valued at like $600 more for the parts, just because the parts are just impossible to find now. So
Which makes it very weird on why Nintendo is going to release a new console. Like, I'm honestly,
that's who's been hogging all these parts, all the gold and the copper and
well,
all the components.
I guess we could talk about this. Just kind of fill up a little bit of the episode. But I'm trying to think of my
Hardware
words.
shortage.
Well, hardware.
Well, I mean, there was that whole canal issue.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that didn't help the crisis. And then, I think partially the pandemic, but I mean, I don't want to like scapegoat. Oh, it's no PC parts because of the pandemic. But I do think that's probably at least a reason for it.
If you think about it, for the new Switch, the only new part Nintendo is getting is a different screen. And I'm pretty sure there isn't really a shortage on screens because, for one, it's not really a PC part, and for two, only phones really need screens. So I don't know.
You want to repeat that last thing? Tell me, well, what are you looking at right now?
No, I'm talking about Nintendo Switch screen, the OLED Switch screen. I mean, those are pretty easy to come by, and so I mean, the rumor going around is that the Nintendo is only making this OLED Switch to kind of test the market to see if people would buy a more expensive Switch, even though it's like basically costing them nothing. So in that sense, I could see why and how they're able to do this, because they're only upgrading the screen.
Yeah, I mean, they know that people will probably buy it.
Yeah, well, I think they don't know, and they're kind of testing it out right now.
Well, I mean, I know that people will buy it. There's this guy who like is across the hallway from me. I'm pretty sure he's going to buy it.
Okay, so I was about to ask you, are you going to buy it?
No.
No. So, do you have a Gen?
I already told you I have a Gen 1.
No, I think you have a Gen
Switch.
2. Your Switch came in like a
No.
red box, right?
Gen
Oh,
1.
did you just memorize the model numbers of all Gen 1 Switches?
Well, yes. So if your Switch ends with 5672, then it is a Gen 1 model. No, there's like it's like a dash, or it's like a little character that shows up at the end of the serial number or something. If it's a Gen 2, mine doesn't have it.
That actually makes sense, because you only got yours a year after the Switch came out, right?
It was Christmas one year. I don't remember.
Well, I think it was sophomore year, which was actually 2 years after the Switch came out. So, I mean, you might have a Gen 1, you might have a Gen 2. I'm pretty sure you have a Gen 1. I think we already tested this. But I have a Gen 1 Switch, so, I mean, I want a higher console, because it has the Gen 2 capabilities, which is higher battery life. That's about it. Better kickstand. I mean, what...
I hate the kickstand. It's so bad.
No, but that's why there's a
like-
new kickstand on the OLED. It's like the Surface kickstand. It's like the whole back.
I don't take it I told you I'm a piece. I don't even take my Switch.
Okay,
anymore.
that makes sense. Yeah, I actually.
So, I don't really need a new one.
Yeah. I mean,
Especially like what is it, $400 or $300 for the new one?
It's only $50 more than the base Switch. That $350.
If it would have to be $100 for me to even consider buying it.
Oh, you're saying because it isn't as expensive, it's showing you like it's not that worth of an upgrade?
No, I'm just saying that I'm not willing to spend that much money on something that I don't really need.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because I mean, I bring my Switch wherever I go. Like when I take it to school, and I assume I'm going to take it to college classes because I'll be bored out of my mind. So I mean, I think I'll get some use out of it.
Sorry, not everyone has intro to photography and drawing. Some of us have some difficult classes.
Oh yeah, and half of my classes are super easy, and I think I have an easy time. So that's why I think I'm going to be able to keep up with all of this.
Can't relate.
So I know we already did introductions, but one last thing before we end off the show today, because okay, before I get into this question, I kind of want to. Gamemode C isn't just a gaming podcast. I'd like to equate it to basically. I don't want to call it nerd culture. I don't want to call it that, but basically anything. I guess nerdy. I I need to find a better name to describe it, but any anime you've
Kind
been
of person
watching.
who would have an Isabel figure in his backdrop. Oh, what do you know? An Isabel figure in your backdrop.
That's why I'm blocking it with my head. But yes. So any anime you've been watching recently, or any anime you have
Oh,
watched that basically shows your
well,
describes
um,
yourself.
fortunately, I have not degenerated enough to be what you might call an anime connoisseur, like
Connoisseur.
yourself. But I mean, there's a couple, usually comedies. What I've seen in like their entirety,
Hmm.
I've seen Konosuba. I have seen. I don't remember. It's Love is War. That's what it was
Oh
called.
yeah. So I mean, I think I
Yeah.
told you about both of those. We actually watched through Konosuba, all of it, and then I.
Oh, real quick, sorry to interrupt. I don't know where my VR headset is, but basically there was in classic anime fashion. There's some scenes that are best left hidden,
Mhm.
and so for a couple episodes, or for a lot of the episodes actually, we went it's this like app called Big Screen Beta where like you
Mhm.
can cast stuff like
Yeah.
your PC screen to your VR headset,
Mhm.
and we just watched it in our VR headsets
Yeah.
for the safety of our reputation, of course.
Well, see,
Um,
I don't mind. I'll watch it on big screen, or like not on. I'll watch it on the big screen in real life. I don't need to
it
watch it in VR.
with your
Well, okay.
family
See,
around.
I won't watch it with my family, but you know, I'm just saying I'll put it on my monitor, put it on my bed, and boom, there we go. Um, I don't know about our roommate though. Like, if I wanted to turn on, I mean, Konosuba isn't that bad. I guess Darkness is a little.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some scenes that are like,
If you guys haven't watched Konosuba, go ahead and watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. We won't be spoiling anything. Season 3 just got announced, so better
if
to
you're going
catch
to
up
watch
now.
it, make sure you have some way to contain it so that nobody,
Okay, see,
uh,
that's the thing. Like, Jacob's over here, like, oh, you gotta contain it, gotta make sure no one sees this. But I'm like,
because it's just
okay,
okay.
see, I'll watch,
If I were to look up degeneracy on my computer right now, I guarantee you that a scene from there would come up.
bruh.
I can
No,
almost guarantee it.
okay. Actually, I think that is true too. But I just don't think it's that bad. See, I do have a limit though. Like a show like Food Wars, if you know, you know. If you don't, it's not okay. It's not like anything bad. They basically have things called food gasms, I guess, where they try it. They to resemble food being so good, their clothes just fly off. But of course, in classic anime fashion, you know, bits, scraps, and pieces, fog, mist, or something or whatever. And yeah, I would not watch that on. I'd watch it either on my phone close to my face or on like big screen and VR. I don't think I would watch that with my
Um,
parents or inside the living room.
I did see another one. It's like Haguna. I can't remember the exact title.
That's the,
I hate how anime titles are so
well,
like
because there's two different titles. There's the
long.
Japanese title, and then there's the English
It-
title.
It'll be like if there was an anime about you, it would be like Crafty Type 1 diabetic who lives in the United States of America, who runs a YouTube channel, and that would be like the title. Like the
Okay,
title's supposed to
yeah,
be
you
succinct. It's
think
not
anime
supposed to be
titles
like
are
an
bad? We'll probably
exposition.
we'll get this into we'll get back. I can't even speak right now. We'll get into this on another episode, but light novel titles are so much worse. We'll have to like do like a game show almost like, is this a real light novel or is this not? And it's just literally a sentence long. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Who's writing these things? Like
Well, I think it's because Japanese kanji fit so much detail in one character. To translate it to English, it's just so much more. Yeah. Well, it's because like water in kanji is one character, while water is five. WATE. Yeah, five. But yeah, you actually watched that one. I don't even know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
I.
that was on my own accord
Mhm.
for once.
And then I did get you to start watching ReZero. Um, guess I don't want to go too in depth on our thoughts on anime. We could get that a whole nother section. But thoughts on ReZero so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
The last couple episodes have been like,
cliffhangers.
no, not cliffhangers. It's just like, why would you do like why would
Oh, okay.
I don't
So
know. I can't really describe it,
it's
but
character development. It's character development. So if you guys haven't watched
okay,
ReZero,
if your idea of character development is taking this character who's done really good things and then like dragging him through the mud for like an hour and a half worth of episodes, and then like, now he's redeemed. It's like usually character development's a bit
well,
more
no, I feel like I
succinct.
thought they handled character development perfectly. Actually, I mean, it seemed didn't seem forced. If you guys haven't watched ReZero, I guess we're gonna kind of go into a little bit of spoilers right now. Watch it; it's a really good anime. Probably one of my top anime. I think I rated it a 10 on Mouth. So I mean, my anime list. If you guys didn't know, but
You can probably put a timestamp for when the spoiler conversation is done,
yep.
so you can watch the remainder of the episode.
Mm-hmm. But so right now we're on the White Whale arc. I've actually seen season 1 and season 2. He has not, so I'm kind of just kind of backseat watching with him. But we're on the White Whale arc, so he just got quote unquote redeemed. So I think they handled it perfectly. He wasn't really forced. It didn't seem too forced. His motives on putting everything on Amelia, on like saying everything's for her, seemed justified because that's what he actually was thinking, and he just wasn't in a good mindset. And then after that mindset, he just started pushing everyone away. And yeah, I thought it seemed legitimate. And then to the point where Rem snaps him out, or snaps him out of it. And I've explained when we're watching it already. I don't know how they do it.
Oh, the eye.
The eyes, yes. So like you could tell after his initial fight with Amelia, I don't know what episode it is, besides we're watching the director's cut anyways. So it's like different episode numbers if you're wanting to watch the original one. But the eyes, like I think it's the pupils, like they do it more thin oval instead of an actual circle. I don't know though. But yeah, you could tell in the eyes he's in a dark place, and then he gets utterly depressed, and then he gets even more darker place, and then Rem saves him, makes Rem second best girl, second to Amelia. Yeah, that's
I
my
don't know.
that's my little
I think
rant.
I would place her first, to be honest, but it's just me.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I've already told you Rem is probably the most profitable anime figure ever. I wouldn't say ever. There's still Evangelion and everything. You probably think I'm just talking gibberish. Well,
What are these words you're speaking?
we'll get more to this on a different podcast episode, and I guess that's like the end of our little spoiler warning. But yeah, I think we are around, I'd like to say, the 40-minute mark right now. I think that should be enough for our pilot, just to see if everything is working out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually did not develop an outro for this. There's a lot of stuff you guys can check out. Outro as in me signing out. If you guys can, go ahead and comment down below a question, any question, or not really any question, but gaming related, anime related, hypotheticals. There's going to be a channel in our Discord server that's just dedicated to questions that we can answer on the podcast. So if you guys want to join that, in the description below. The Gamemode C highlights channel is also going to be down there as well. Go ahead and check those out. I believe actually TatorTot wanted to clarify something before we head off.
So, because I'm not an influencer of the caliber of Freddy, I do not have developed social pages, and the little @TatorTot that's appearing in one of the bottom corners of my camera area.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my ad. Like, it's not my YouTube channel. That's not my Instagram. It's literally, I don't own. I think because TatorTot's taken, I think there's not a single account that I own that is like @TatorTot. So, if you by some wild hair wanted to go look for me on one of those platforms, you'd get the wrong person. So, it's putting that out there and clarifying it.
Yeah, and I just brought him back up. He was talking about this little tag down here. I just thought it would be cool to do at TatorTot. I think I'll just change it to get rid of the ats next time. I mean, this is a pilot episode, so things should be different. Not everything. But yeah, you could find me at CrafterType1 on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, and
What's your YouTube channel name, Freddy? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with your channel.
But yeah, go ahead and comment question of the week and what should we call it, because I don't want to call it question of the week. I'll make a whole little scene for it, and then if we choose your name, we'll definitely mention you in the next episode. But yeah, I think that's about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Freddy, also known as CraftyType1.
I'm Jacob, also known as TatorTot.
And I guess
For another clarification, my legal name isn't actually TatorTot.
I think that's
I'm
kind of.
sorry to disappoint so many.
I think that's kind of
of
self-explanatory.
No, I mean, I think I gave a really convincing case in the beginning of the episode. I mean, if you were convinced, I mean, don't feel bad. Happens to the best of
Don't
us.
feel bad. Yeah. All right, but this has been Gamemode C, and we will see you guys next time.